So thanks for coming. I know it's a really hot day and a bit of discomfort. Next up, we got Brian Walker, who's a general practitioner and prescriber of medicinal cannabis.
Thank you to you, and thank you all for coming as well. I'm Brian Walker, and I'm a proud prescriber of cannabis. I'm also an occasional user of medicinal cannabis because, well, it's the best thing, the safest thing I can prescribe for my shoulder pains. Now you might wonder why it is that I'm allowed to prescribe any number of heroin derivatives and no one actually cares. You might wonder why in America, for example, there's an annual 112,000 deaths due to properly prescribed medication, properly administered, and no one cares about it. And we have the same problem in Australia as well. I'm able legally to kill people. I saw a patient just the other day there who's been poisoned, systematically poisoned with opiates, an elderly lady in pain, dying in pain, and not given the opportunity to live a pain-free, well life to the point of dying. And this is considered normal, good medicine. No one is going to get sanctioned for this. This has to stop.
Yes.
We need to stop killing our patients.
Yes.
And beyond that, we need to learn that there's a price to pay for lying. We need actually truth in life. We need to have responsibility and truth in everything that we do. And in the medical profession just now, I do not see a move towards wellness. I see a move towards maintaining the status quo of making a diagnosis and treating people to death, and not being given the option of how do I choose to live my life. Recently we had the issues there with the question about euthanasia, and how difficult was it to get people to accept that we each lead our own individual lives and we are responsible for our lives. I am responsible for my life, nobody else. We have to get this through into the public domain. You, nanny state, do not care for my life, that's my job. I look after myself. Now a healthful, healing, sacred herb, which has been used as far as we know for at least 4,000 years, Craig, probably a lot longer, has been proven to be safe. It's been proven medically not to be a gateway drug, apart from what Mark McGowan is saying. It is not. Look, what's a gateway to drugs is actually either alcohol or the psychosocial deprivation and poverty that we encourage by not giving people a living wage.
Yes.
And when it comes to mental health, we have got an abysmally under-resourced system which allows people with mental health to sit and just fade away in agony, mental agony, because there isn't the resources to deal with them. And of the resources we have, we are poisoning them with medication which does nothing for helping their problems. So we're facing a crisis, a medical crisis, and no one gives a shit. So we need to stand up with cannabis as a starting point, standing up for the correct approach to managing wellness in our society and holding people to account for the mistruths that they are applying. The idea that something which could kill you very easily, I'm going to give you freely, with restrictions of course from the doctor, but no questions asked, and something which does not kill you, that is just abysmal. When it comes to using medicinal cannabis, of course the government now says, but you can't drive a car when you're taking cannabis because it's got THC in it. And the science shows us that the THC might have an effect at some stage, but a very minimal effect. It wears off in 4 hours. The test is a lot longer. What is the safe level for THC in your system? 0 apparently. What about opiates, heroin? There's no one measuring a safe level for opiates. You've got a script for your Panadine Forte, off you go, sir. If you're driving with a benzodiazepine in your system, which can actually take you off the road quite easily, and you combine that with alcohol, no one cares. As long as your limit of alcohol is less than 0.05, but I know people on 0.02 who shouldn't be driving. What is the safe limit? What is the safe limit for cannabis? Does anyone know? And yet we've been held to a standard which is completely medically wrong, socially wrong. So people, I'm standing for Parliament here to stand up for what is correct, what is right, and also for truth and justice in our society. And that every single one of us will do the same. Legalise cannabis WA, vote one, and we'll make it happen.
They go into the pharmacy, get their doses of methadone and barbs, and off they go driving.
You're talking to a CPOP prescriber, methadone is absolutely yes. Look, there's such a lot to talk about. We need to make changes, and it starts with us. Let's make it happen. Thank you.
Okay, next up we've got Matt's Armstrong Moore.
Yep, that's my name.
That's good. From the head park.
Yes.
Hey guys, how you all doing? Thank you for the turnout today. First of all, I want to say thank you to Leo and the founding members of the party for giving me the opportunity to represent cannabis in the community on a political level. So I'm the candidate for the North Metropolitan area. Yeah, it's an absolute honour, so thank you, I appreciate that. And just with how fast the party actually formed, and us managed to get that many members in so many weeks was absolutely phenomenal, and it shows that there's a real need for this, and there's attraction, and yeah, this is just the beginning.